Today we celebrate the feast of St. Bernard of Clairvaux. St. Bernard lived, I believe, in like the 1100s, sometime around then. And he drew, when he decided to go into a certain very rigorous monastery, he had such a drawing and charismatic personality. 31 of his friends joined him. There was this little monastery, like 2 or 3 people there, and then suddenly their influx of 32 people. It was incredible, just by his zeal for the Lord. I remember reading one of his commentaries, or at least part of one of his commentaries on the Song of Songs. Not that this is a surprise that he wrote a commentary on the Song of Songs, because of all the books in the Bible, the Song of Songs has the most commentaries on them, especially by the saints. And at the beginning of the commentary, he's talking about those first verses in the Song of Songs. Let him kiss me with the kisses of the mouth. And he talks about, why the mouth, and why do you have to say the kisses of the mouth? He refers to the kisses of the hand and kisses of the feet. And he makes reference to how this is in line with the purgative way, the illuminative way, and the unitive way. I'm sure you're all familiar with this, but just for those of you, the 2 of you that have forgotten what those are, I'll go through this. So these are the 3 ways of growing in union with God, in holiness. The first is the purgative way, where we're working on purification and really dying to the sin in our lives. This is probably where most of us are at, except for the few saints that are here. Then the second stage is the illuminative way, as God is there's still some purification going on, but the majority of the work is then God illuminating our souls with His light. And then third is the unitive way, which is the fullness of union with God that we can have in this earth. Always there's still the light and there's still the purification in all of these. It's not a strict division from one to the other. But he sees the kissing of the feet of Christ as this is the purgative way. The kissing of the hands is the illuminative way. We're moving up. But finally, the ultimate goal in this life, beyond, of course, heaven, but the ultimate goal in this life is the unitive way, where we're kissing and allowing Christ to kiss us with the kisses of the mouth, that intense and incredible union with Him, the love that He has. And we know that when we talk about adoration, the roots of the word adore are at the mouth, where Christ Himself gives us mouth-to-mouth resuscitation as we are one with the Lord in that union. We come into the presence of God this feast. We hear in the Gospel today about the king who gives a wedding feast for his son. And of course, who is that son? It's Jesus. And who is the bride? The church. The church is the bride. And so he's showing this image of this intense and intimate union that God is longing for us. And He invites the guests, and so few come. They go off to their business. They go off to their farm. They have all these other things which are more important than union with the God of the universe. So God says, well, then invite anyone that you find. The bad and the good alike are coming in, and they're clothed with a wedding garment, except for this one person. Now, in that time period, of course, look at a wedding feast. We're talking about 3 or 4 days, and this is the king's wedding feast. 3 or 4 days of the best food and the best wine. Who would say no to this? And yet some do. And then, of course, it is the king's role to provide a wedding garment for each of the people who are attending the wedding. But there's one man who's not wearing a wedding garment. It has been given to him. And yet, he refuses to wear it, and he has nothing to say for it. He refuses to wear the wedding garment. I think about this in terms of how, in order to prepare and celebrate the great feast of the Lamb, God Himself gives us the clean, pure garment through the sacrament of confession. And yet, so few people say, I'm not going to take hold of that. I want the food, I want the good things of God, but I don't want to have to do the cleansing. I don't want to have to put on that garment before I come in. And God says, but I'm giving you this wedding garment. I'm giving you the opportunity to wear complete white, to be pure, to enter into the fullness of the feast. Why do you reject this grace? Why do you reject this gift? And so, my brothers and sisters, let us ask St. Bernard for his intercession, that we may in all things seek that union with Christ. And as we come to the wedding feast of the Lamb, celebrated here on this altar, and come to receive the feast, Christ himself, the kisses of the mouth, that intimate union with the God of the universe, that we may choose to wear the wedding garment, that we may choose to be purified by Almighty God, so that we may have that intimate union with the God of the universe.